Hello, everyone. Good morning from beautiful sunny London. Welcome to another episode of Ariel's Magic Portal. So, I am very excited today because the little human, me, are having a new setup. It's more professional looking. I'm very proud of myself. I am doing two things simultaneously, IG Live and also recording on Zoom so that I can post on YouTube later on. So for me, it's a milestone because I'm actually very reluctant of doing all these like mundane technical stuff. I usually try to avoid. However, it is interesting that, and we will dive deeper into this topic today, is embracing the newness. These few months, so much have changed, and then suddenly I've just found myself landing back into London in a new me. It's a new me. So we're talking more about later on how we can navigate changes with more ease and grace because I think everyone, a lot of you can relate. There are many, many changes happening, whether individually in our life or in the collective. So we can use this exciting time for like, expansion and step into like the unknown. But a lot of time, unknown is very scary. However, what about it's not scary at all? But that will be the second part of the transmission today. The first part, I would love to say, I think some of you might have come across this question, whether you are the one asking or someone is asking you, or like facing something that you want to decide whether it is spiritual. Everything I share is basically what I have experienced in my own personal life, and that's the material that I draw inspiration from. So I will sometimes have this idea about what is spiritual and what is not. Not so much as a person, but little things like activities, behaviors. Um, oh, is this lifestyle spiritual? Is this product spiritual? Or is this way of thinking spiritual? Or how I spend my time, is it spiritual? So yeah, I feel called to talk about this today, just to bring it to the table. I'm not saying that what my view is the view. What I am just bringing to the table is to invite all of us to give some thought into it. Usually, I found that when I ask that question, there is a kind of mistrust. Oh, I have to decide if something is spiritual so that I can do it or say yes to it. Or if I decide to do something and I judge it to be non-spiritual, I will feel guilty and I beat myself about that. I don't know, probably you have come across that. And I face that a lot myself as well, like looking at, oh, am I being spiritual if I am doing that? If I'm not following a particular diet, am I not spiritual? Or if I'm not dressed in a certain way, am I not spiritual? If I am wanting to create a lot of wealth in my life, am I not spiritual? Right? So you reflect on your life, probably look back just maybe last week. How much time or occasions that you have spent asking this question yourself, wanting to place a label on whether something is spiritual or not, whether it's a person or experience or your own personal ideas or behavior. All right, so drum roll. Probably you already know, but I'm here just to remind you a lot of things that you already know from deep within you. So just remember that we are spiritual beings. Let this sink in. Just remember we are spiritual beings to begin with. When you shift the perspective into just owning that I'm spiritual, I'm a spiritual being. And of course, whatever I do is spiritual. If you follow the logic, and there's always different layers of embodiment. This idea of, yeah, I know we are spiritual beings coming to earth, having a human experience as a spiritual being. And I have this mental understanding or idea and belief for a decade. Before, when I was a yoga teacher trainer, teaching more from a yogic spiritual perspective. However, this past year or two, I got a deeper layer, that embodiment of like, I am divinity embodied. I am spiritual being in a physical avatar, in a physical form. And there are so many different versions of myself across like this eternal now that's happening simultaneously. And just like It's sinking at a deeper cellular level, is embodiment. A lot of the time when we approach spirituality, we approach it from a mental perspective. It is wonderful, like, because we have all these layers of the body, right? We have the physical body, energetic body, mental, emotional, spiritual. And then many schools and systems have tools for stand and embody this truth. Everyone have their own journey. I myself, these few years, I had a much deeper understanding is that, hey Ariel, you are really a divinity embodied. So stop beating yourself up. Stop feeling that, oh, I'm like, to be a spiritual teacher, I have to look certain way, I have to talk certain way, I have to like behave certain way, and I let them go. And of course, there's like many layers because there's different configurations of how those ideas can manifest and look like in our life. But yeah, so I'm just like sharing here as a reminder because as a mental understanding, yeah, we can have all these beautiful ideas already in our psyche. However, for me, spirituality is about embodiment, especially embodying our divinity fully here as a human being. As a human being, here to live our own dream. We are here to play our own game and live our own dream. How does it feel to be reminded that you are a spiritual being? So whatever you do is given that it's spiritual. And secondly, is we are all here just to play our own game. It's a drama that before we came to Earth, before we incarnate, we, with our soul team, ascension team, our soul circle, all sort of plan meticulously every steps of the way. Like all that we experience in life, people we meet, the journeys that we take, the configuration of the journeys, what kind of challenges we will face, the gifts that we bring to the earth. Okay, yeah, so just get this out of the way already. We are spiritual beings. So from that lens, now that like members that I am spiritual beings, I am divinity embodied. So how do I look at life? How do I run my everyday life? So if you want to let go asking the questions that, oh, is this spiritual? Is this not? Feel into the energy and the frequency. Is it in alignment with your soul? Tune into it. What is the frequency that I am signing up for? I am emanating or I am receiving, experiencing. For example, instead of putting myself in a dogma that what I have to eat and what I cannot eat, like because that labeling, oh, if you're a yogi, you're a spiritual seeker, you have to follow this diet. I really feel what my body feel. Like sometimes I will eat the not so healthy food, but it just gives me so much joy. Say popcorns, watching movie. Occasionally, I do enjoy having chips and popcorns and watching movie, and it gives me so much joy. So my invitation is feel into, of course, like if you are in resonance with certain ideas, right? They are, like say right now, I'm following a mostly liquid diet. I still eat some solid food now, but I have like try to reset my system because it just feels in alignment that having more like a liquid diet, like baby food diet. Yeah, but that just resonate with me. Not because it's a dogma. And instead of following a strict like, oh, you have to do it 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I tune in myself because I also know that if I am too strict with my diet, I will hate my diet. And then when I hate my diet, afterwards I will rebound very quickly. I know myself that I will because I deprive myself for something that actually I do enjoy. And when I bounce back, it's like go for the opposite extreme. So that's my own learning. I'm not saying that you are the same configuration because everyone is different configuration. But my invitation is that instead of following particular dogma and identity and structure is great, but there's a fine line between structure and dogma. Structure guide energy. All right, we need things to guide energy. But when it's too rigid, it becomes dogma that people follow, which we can see a lot. So instead of feeling that if something is spiritual or not, I'm just let go. I am a spiritual being. Whatever I do is spiritual. But I tune into what is the frequency. that I am emanating and I'm receiving? Is the frequency in alignment with my soul? Does it bring me joy? Does it make me feel good? I mean, actually, sometimes it's very, very simple. It's like, does it make you feel good? Feel good at like a deep cellular level. You can like even like tune into your body, especially your belly and your heart, rather than your brain. Tune into like your belly and your heart is like, how does it truly makes you feel following certain impulses? Another example, beyond the concept of spiritual or not, because I am spiritual being. I'm very happy about that. I'm very proud to say that. So I've spent like the last 3 months, I was traveling a lot. The last 3 months, I was suddenly very addicted and obsessed with a TV show, which was like, it's an old show. It's 20 years ago. But I totally miss it because it's not something that they play in Hong Kong. It's called Smallville. Yeah, so and then I found this like Smallville. Okay, I'll start because it's talk about Superman. Yeah, who doesn't like Superman? Like superpower? Yes, I'm all about superpower. I love it. So I was so I just suddenly like start watching it. And there are 10 seasons. So it's 10 years of material. And I binge watch it and finish in 3 months. I just want to do things for joy. It's fun. It gives me so much joy. I gave myself like a certain period of time. Okay, so 3 months. I'm not going to like renew the Amazon Prime. I'm just going to spend this 3 months to allow myself to indulge into this drama. So I spent 3 months, finished 10 seasons, 10 years. And it was right at full moon last week. I finished the 10 years in 3 months, collapsing timelines. And I'm so happy. Even talking about it, I'm smiling because it's such a good show. I just get over having to define if something is spiritual. I define how does something make me feel. Because everything I do is spiritual because I am a spiritual being. And all right, so switching to the second part now. Simple tips for you to navigate changes with more ease and grace. We are always, of course, changing and evolving, transitioning. That's always. But especially so right now, because we always go through these like personal changes, right? But right now, the whole collective of the age of Aquarius that we have, like, and the Pluto in Aquarius that we're stepping into, and like gravitating towards more and more 2027, there will be a lot of huge changes collectively in all areas of our life, how we relate with people. Our job is transforming what do we call a job or work, political system, economic system, all that are changing, which is great. I know a lot of people might not love changes. However, my invitation is to give you some guidelines, if you like, to navigate changes with more ease and grace so that you feel more happy about it. Because actually it's very exciting time we're going through. Changes, whether it's personally, collectively, are always serving it. So when we start asking, why is something happening to me? Shift that into asking, why is this happening for me? Like, what are the mechanics and the reasons behind? I'm sharing a lot of these codes about navigating changes. I have, through the decades, have quite high mastery about that. My life is changing every week, if not every day. Are we going through like lifetimes in 1 week or 1 month, like depending on like there's certain intensity sometimes in particular portal. Yeah. So changes are something that I have navigated consciously for quite some time. And with my Pluto, which is the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, Pluto is in my astrological natal chart. It is in my first house. So how I see myself, my identity, even how I look, my appearance, how I show up in life, I'm always asked to change by the Pluto consciousness. So yeah, I've learned to make friends with Pluto. So here are some tips. First, I found it super, super, super helpful. Start accepting and embracing. Another word is stop resisting. Because changes are happening anyway. I think last year was like one of the biggest one. And in whatever I need to deal with is still happening. In the 3D level, I'm still happening. However, the shifts come from that Instead of kicking and crying and screaming like I did last year, I was resisting. It's like, how can this happening? I've done so much spiritual work and inner work already. Why did this happen? Like now, instead of crying and screaming, I am like, okay, I got it. Things are happening and there are things I need to deal with, and I will deal with it. I know that changes are happening. I'm not going to go back into a comfort zone and try to hold on to the old. I know that the old has to be released. I accept that. Yep, I'm in the void. I'm in transition. Learn to dance and surf the void and just float in it, but without losing what is happening, like in front of me. So the first key, accept and embrace. Second key, this is very practical. Create spaciousness in your life. Create space. Now, the space can be physical space, decluttering. It is amazing. I sometimes I feel like doing inner work, looking deep inside is a bit tough for a lot of people because it does invite us to go through our shadows and look at things that we rather not look at. So I get it. There might be resistance. And even if you feel like you're resisting, it's okay. It's all part of it. Like don't beat yourself up. All right. But like one practical thing that you can really do is just start decluttering. It's always so useful. Declutter. I'm decluttering again and again and again. Like like I've been in and out of this like a London base, which is like not exactly my home, it's my brother's home. So I had like a small guest room that I came out at. And because every time I went out, it's like a huge portal, huge ship happening. Every time I come back, everything out and decluttered, redefining, redefining, redefining. So, but that's very practical and it's very therapeutic and it's so useful that I highly recommend. This is something that you can do it right away. Maybe declutter first your desk. And there's a very, very good book by Marie Kondo. You probably heard about it. It's called Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. So I started using the method like a decade ago. Well, I don't follow it religiously, but the concept and the principle that she shared in the book is very, very helpful. But choose whatever way that you organize your physical environment. There are many, many tools and guidelines out there, and follow what calls you. Decluttering your physical space and your schedule. Creating space is so important because we have to understand that the space are where the magic happened. If your field include energetic field, right? Include all the people in your life, all the mental clutter, all the ideas, concept, belief system, emotions, everyday things you need to take care of. There's a lot of clutter. All right, not saying it's good or bad. Some are really useful. If you have a family, you have a family. Just like let them go, right? But consciously look at how you can create space in your life. This is like something that I will go back to again and again. The more you do it, the more it become like automatic and easier. Say relationships. It's not really about cutting people off. Like, oh, I'm going here, you're not there. Bye, child. Like, cut it off. But just naturally feeling that, okay, where do you want to spend more energy? What kind of circle you want to spend more energy and less energy on circle that you don't feel is in alignment anymore. That doesn't enrich your life. So, like for people that might not think, okay, Ariel, when you say about alignment or not, how do I feel if something is in alignment? Feel into how it makes you feel. Say relationships. Does that person or relationship lift you up? Inspire you to be like a higher version of yourself? It's not manufactured. It's not like I need to level up to a healthy relationship makes you feel inspired to be more of your true self and be happy and joyful with your true self. And another piece is it enriching your life? Say some people might love gardening. I think gardening is very enriching, or like mastering housekeeping. Or some people just like spending time on write stories. Whatever that is. Okay, so base, relationship schedule. So simplify your life. My life is very, very simple. And I'm very, very happy about that. It has it has been a journey to simplify my life, but it gives me a lot of clarity. The first step on how you can navigate about like simplifying your life, again, look at how you spend your time, your money, your energy, your life force. Those activities that bring you joy. Does it make you feel good? Does it make you healthier? Does it give you more energy? Not in a fake kind of energy, but sustain, like fulfilled and vitality. So feel into it. Like you know that because you know yourself better than I know you for sure. But these are just guidelines for you to take home with. Yeah, just like going through this checklist, like how does it make you feel? Do you feel more joyful, more fulfilled, more in alignment with your true self? Just explore what is that ideal scenario for you. And also knowing that it will change. It can evolve. Because this is something that I go back to again and again. It's not like I did it once, clear my life, that's it. You can do it as a regular practice every month, every quarter, or every week. Check in. So just do things with awareness and intention. And the third thing I want to invite you to help you navigate changes is instead of judgment, welcome, replace it with curiosity and discernment. Curiosity and discernment. Get curious about like what is certain experience or certain people, certain relationships, certain dynamics, certain belief system. How do you respond to those? Be curious about how you think, what is going on in your mind, what is going on in your emotions. And actually, that gives a lot of spaciousness in your heart. Because when you're judging, it tightens you. When something is tightened, it's constrict, right? So we want to create spaciousness. That's why invite curiosity, because that will help you expand. Be curious about, oh, why am I thinking about that? Why do I like that and not like that? Not judging whether it's good or bad that I have this preference. Just be curious and then be open about what is being revealed. And of course, then discern. You can be curious about a lot of things. But at the end, is you discern. I don't have to be curious about everything in my life and have an experience about it. For example, I am curious about the expansion of consciousness. But I don't have to be curious about every single substances out there. I practice my discernment of what is in alignment, what is not. Now, that is up to you to decide what is in alignment with you. Again, how does it make you feel? A deep soul level. Sink especially deeper into your belly. So the last one I want to share is self-love. From self-love, we can expand the codex into so many things. That includes self-care, caring for yourself, doing things that you enjoy, being gentle with yourself, self-compassion. So there are many different ways to explore self-love, but I'm here to give you just like a window for you to look through and explore on your own. How do you practice more self-love? Because that makes you happier, more comfortable, more trust in yourself. That will all add up to helping you to navigate changes with more ease and grace. So I hope that serves. Lastly, I just want to close this with light language transmission. If you feel open to receive, it's a blessing and well wishes for you to open your heart, to listen to your soul calling, to allow spaciousness in your life, and understanding that all is well. If you like, you can open to receive. If you feel like you don't want to receive, you can just stop the recording. And anyway, I will send you so much love. Imaina istiru tunu tutu ituru tutu inai kustai no usumaina ishtu tutu ilaita kanano kustaya. Shayanaya umaya naya sudaya. Shilai. Yau stena kananu naya naistik tun mai etai iru tutu irok tutu iru tutu ikaranaya tai stuna mai aksti itu yitai. Hushtaya narashtu kurunaya ishmara ikurunaya ataya surakshtikia nu ushtaya imaya nu utaya ki imaya tutaya shiratunaya kushti iya nuraksura ishta nu ta shetaya nura kushtama itaya niki ina uku inaya ukuni ikaya nu uku ina ara ushtiya ma ataya so akshti shemara akshti unokusht aye nu uktaya siroshti inakrumara ishtimai utututu imaktaya nu usurakshti iya sheratua sharanaya kakayana kushtimara akshti yakta esta inuita imakusht Surakshtiya kinatu itai ni tu akshtaya. Surakshtamakishtiya nuraki anuk sutera. Nishtakushtama ute. Surakshtimakishti nu uitaya. Sharanuyataya. Shada. Shikara. Thank you. Thank you for receiving. Yeah, there were quotes about reminding you to remember the strength, the royalty, the glory of your soul, helping you to remember that infinite pure essence, that power, that force of creation that is within your soul. So that's beautiful, and that's help you to embody. Wow, I have no, like, I'm struggling to, what's the English word? The magnificent, yes, the magnificence of your soul. Yes, the magnificent essence of your soul. All right, I love you all. So please share with me how you feel, how maybe you can like apply those guidelines, how you make it your own into your life. Reply me in the comment. It'll be lovely if I can hear from you, and share these videos if you like, if you find it helpful. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.